Hi everybody, welcome back. As you can see, we did the test and tune day over at Blackhawk Farms with motorvid.com and with Azra, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of feedback and a little bit of a review on how that all went. Now you can see straight away there's a few things to note. One is that we did actually, as a family, we purchased this trailer, which was really helpful for getting the bike to the track because it let me put all the stuff in the back of the truck bed, and it's so easy to load the bike on here. So, you know, all of my issues with getting the bike on the back of the truck were alleviated, and that was very, very helpful. You can see we've got the fridge right here, just chilling out over here right now, and a few bits and bobs, paraphernalia from the day. So forgive me, but there's a few things going on. We're thinking about moving house and everything, so there's quite a few what's the word, balls in the air, I guess you could say, right now. So forgive me if this is not the most produced video ever, but let's just talk about the bike, about me, about the day, how it all went. And I am going to include some footage, of course, from the day, so bear with me, you will see that in a moment. But let me just say, I went into this day a little bit of a strange feeling. I don't know how to describe it. I just wasn't quite there mentally, perhaps with it, everything that was going on away from the track, but I kind of went in not really knowing what to expect from the day. You know, I was excited to be there, I was happy to be there, but I just didn't know how everything was going to fall into place, including my own performance, let's just put it that way. So the morning sessions, I always say, just right off the first session, get the first session done. Don't even care how it feels, just get the first session done, get your eye back in, get used to the speeds, get used to the bike, just get that first session done. I was immediately trying to go fast, and I know you know, it's just not the right way to do it. I was immediately trying to go fast. I was trying to follow a couple of people, and you know, it's just not the right way to do it, I guess, for me personally. So I went into it first session making a lot of mistakes, not feeling amazing. So the second session, I just went out by myself, took my own pace, and that helped just to calm myself down a little bit. And what I was finding was, under hard braking, the bike was maxing out the forks, and the rear end was flopping all around. You know, the front end was hanging on the front of the forks at the bottom of the range, and the bike just did not have any rear end grip going into the corners, which I can deal with, but I just wanted to dial it out. And I put two full turns of preload back on the forks, and then I didn't experience that for the rest of the day. Then I got the chance in the third sessions and fourth sessions to follow a couple of the local guys on R7s, and then I was beginning to gel. Then I was really getting into my groove, and I was actually feeling good. At that point, lunchtime, I switched to the new slicks, and the new slicks were night and day, obviously, from the street tires that I was using, just to, you know, not burn these up too much during the day. Once I put these tires on, again, that was another level of performance that we needed. The edge grip, really, really good. The front end feeling, really, really good. But that put me into a position where I was beginning to max out myself, which is good news. I'm happy that the bike at that track where I was struggling before, the bike was feeling somewhat there, and that's great. Now I can work on myself, now I can work on my fitness, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I'm just really glad that the bike is starting to be where I need it to be. There's a few things I'm going to work on, but the bike is generally a lot better. And if you want to know why I think that is, well, it's some of the back when I ran the first time, the fork height was way up, and now it's down. So we've increased the front end height, increased the trail, blah blah blah. So that's a big change. We've got the rebound set correctly now, or as good as it can be on stock suspension, and we've got the slicks in place, which gives us really nice edge grip on the rear tyre. And the tyre wear on these tyres, by the way, I was running, these have a specified pressure from factory. I was running the bottom end of that window because I just like softer tyres, I think. And the tyre wear was absolutely perfect, so no issues there. Right, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to let you talk to the guy on track who's going to give you a bit of a introduction himself at the track, and then we'll come back and talk about a few things as well. Well, hello everybody, welcome back to another video. We are here at Blackhawk Farms. We're doing a test and a tune day, and we are trying to get the feeling back with the bike and trying to get adjusted back to this track. And it's a bit of a tricky track, very specific lines to go fast around here, and I'm just not quite there yet, so I'm trying to follow some of the more experienced guys, Chris and Aaron, and see what I can do. We're packed up here on the main straightaway, and we're having a good day. So the first two sessions didn't feel really nice. That's just me not being bike fit or used to this pace and track again, so I'm just trying to build myself up. And again, on that last session I just managed to stick with a couple of guys there, which really helped me see the lines better, and I was able to follow them a little bit until I started to fatigue a little bit. So I think my bike fitness needs a lot of work. So, but yeah, I've obviously got the camera in the helmet, and we are just working through the day. And we slept here last night in the truck, which was very comfortable, and we're having a good day. So I'll catch you up again later with any more news. Okay, so you might have seen me at the track, you might have seen a little bit of track footage. I don't know how I'm going to edit this yet, so forgive me about that. But yeah, there were some issues within myself, and some of that comes from me, some of that comes from the bike, I think. So I was really struggling with my stamina, which is something that I need to work on with my fitness, doing a little bit of working out and just getting back into shape a little bit. that will really help my fitness on the bike. So that's good. One thing I was finding was when I was beginning to push, beginning to try again, when I'm hard braking, which is what I like to do, that's my style, is hard braking into the corner, keeping that brake all the way to the apex. That's when I was struggling, because my weight is just always, it's not always, but when I start to get tired, I can't keep myself back with my legs hooked into the tank. And so what ends up is my weight ends up on, especially on right hand corners, my weight ends up on the right bar and I can't turn into the corner, so it's pushing me wide. Whenever I was locked into the tank with my left knee and pushing against that, I was okay. I could get the braking done, I could get my weight off the bars, and I could turn in nicely, even with a little bit of brake still left on. So yes, that's gonna be on me to get my fitness and my leg strength and everything back again. I do have a little bit of a plan. So I've bought a second-hand seat. It's a damaged one, which I don't care about. It was like $25 off eBay. What we're going to do is rip off the cover and the foam so that we get the base unit of the seat, and then we're going to cover it with the thinnest but grippiest foam or whatever I can think of to get to cover that. I'm trying to reduce the height a little bit so that my body's a little bit more in the bike, and I want grip to stop me just completely sliding forward under the braking. That would be nice. I've also looked at options for bringing the tank back with some kind of addition. Was one on Monkey Grip, which Michael sent me a link for. Michael, the guy with the other R7, who's also a track dayer and thinking about racing soon. Don't tell his wife. But he showed me a monkeygrip.com option. They are expensive in my eyes, like $240, and you don't know which one you need. There's a few options, but I guess you don't know which one you need until you try it. So that's a bit daunting. I want to try my own thing first, get an idea of a shape of something maybe, and then once I've established that, I can buy something that's a bit more permanent, perhaps. That's an option for the back of the tank to keep my backside back, as it were. But I am going to try a lower seat option just to see if that helps in any way, shape or form. So that's a lot of talking. I'll get back to some track footage now. I'll probably put in like one of my faster laps or some faster sessions at the end of the day, and then I'll come back and talk again. Okay, so it is lunchtime. We ran the full 4 sessions this morning on these street, essentially spec Continentals, and I could just feel eventually that the rear was wanting to let go a little bit in some areas. I mean, the tyre wear is still good, but it just was getting squirmy. So we're going to go ahead, throw on these Metzler's TD slicks, and we're going to see if we can stick with these guys a little bit easier. So this is Aaron's R7, and he's helping me find my way around, and that's Chris's as well. So I'm trying to stick with those guys. It's not easy because they are nice and quick, but yeah, I'm going to swap out these wheels now and see how we feel this afternoon. I don't know what pace I'm running. I don't have a lap timer or anything, but it's feeling quicker than last time for sure. But yeah, let's get these off and put some nice sticky stuff on. So this is the tyre after one session. I'm really pleased with the tyres. They feel really good. And we're getting it cranked over nicely. So just thought I'd show you the wear before we put the tyre warmers back up. welcome back. So the test and tune day was very, very important. I didn't realize how not ready I was to get back onto that particular track and go racing. Now listen, at Road America I had none of the issues with my weight and legs and everything and stamina. I went through that whole day absolutely fine at Road America, no problems whatsoever. Blackhawk Farms is a physical, quick action track. You're immediately going from one thing to another. There's barely time to breathe, and you'll actually hear it in my footage when I'm tensing up, when I've got this issue with my weight transfer and I'm locked in on the bars. I actually stop breathing and you can hear it, like the final exhale as I make the corner comes out. You can hear it on the camera. It's not a good thing. You need to be breathing through the corners, but for whatever reason I just, I was in that position and I was struggling with a lot of things which we're aiming to improve, of course. But the test day was very, very useful. I do feel now ready. I know what I need to do to go back there and race in July. We're still trying to make it, even though there's a few things in the air with houses and moving and things like that, but we're still going to aim to go back in July. The bike performed flawlessly, no issues with any of the additions we've done. The power felt really good. The gearing was pretty good. Maybe it could be adjusted a little bit better, but that's not my main issues right now. My main issues is me, again, stamina, fitness, all that business. So I'm glad the bike's feeling good, a lot better than it was last time I was there. I know what I need to do, but I'm glad. So I think the last time I was there I was doing like 1 minute 26 laps, and I think I got down, I think I knocked about 2.5, maybe 3 seconds off that time. So we're making good changes, we're in the right direction, so that's good. And I just know there's still seconds out there that I can get, and I know where they are. I know what I've got to do, so it's about putting that all into action. And once you go racing, it's a whole different ball game, even from a test day. Even though I was trying, once you're in a race and you've got that rabbit in front of you, you make that time no matter what. So I'm confident about that. So that's all good, ready to go back in July. Cannot wait, it's going to be great. For those of you that were interested in my electrical system and the fridge and solar panels and all that business, yeah, so that all worked out really well. The fridge ran all weekend in scorching heat and most of my drinks were still frozen. I had to let them warm up a little bit before I could drink them. So the fridge was working great. The solar panels kept me charged up all weekend. I did have to use the solar panel, so I couldn't just run the whole thing all weekend by itself without that additional charge, but we were covered by the solar panels, so that was good. I slept in the back of the truck. It was nice and cozy too. I got 2 of these sleeping pads in the end, which kept me nice and off the bed, and a little sleeping bag, and I was just out. And even Saturday morning when I wasn't actually doing anything, I could have stayed in that bed a lot longer and snoozed, but I wanted to be up. I wanted to see what was going on, and you're going to see some of the racing, so I'm going to put a little bit of footage from me just watching some of the guys racing, and then I'll come back and say goodbye. So I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching this video. I know it's been a bit of a mismatch of things, but either way, at least now you know how it all went. Thanks for watching again. I hope you've seen the other video with Andy's R7. I did take a bit of time to edit that, so please go and make sure you've watched that. A good video, great to meet Andy and talk about his bike, and we got to see him race a little bit before I left on the Saturday of after the Test and Tune Day, so it was great to see him and see some of the new guys out there racing. So Sergio did his first race ever at Blackhawk Farms on Saturday, so kudos to him. It's not an easy thing, but he went and did it, and I'm sure he feels amazing for having done it. So again, if you are thinking about racing, don't stress it. I would say speak to the listen, right, I was there most of the weekend. Everybody that I met was amazing, friendly, welcoming, even to this random British guy who's a bit introverted. It was great to see Matt, Maxim, Aaron, Chris, Sergio, Andy, Ryan Nolan. Great to meet you at last and have a quick chat with you. It was a great time, and everyone's just amazing, and we'll back you up if you're a racer and you want to go racing. So just get out there, give it a go. You will enjoy it, I promise. It's not easy, there are hard things to it, nerves and preparation and sometimes disappointment, but ultimately, generally the rewards are out there and are amazing. So if you're thinking about racing, go and do it. Get in touch with your organizations and just go and have some fun. So we're going to be back in July for a first race on American soil. All fingers crossed. Wish me luck with everything that's going on away from the track, but that's the plan. And the cheeky little R7 is we're going to see what we can do with it. See if we can get down to some better times. The 22s, the 21s would be nice. We will see. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So it's the day after the Test and Tune Day, so we're here watching some of the guys in qualifying right now, and we're going to hang out and watch a couple of the races. I'm not racing today because of a few different things, but I'll be back here in July, and I'm feeling more ready after yesterday. So it was a very important day to do, and I'm glad that I did it, and we should be back here stronger even in July. So it's great to see how things work here, you know, for technical inspections and qualifying sessions, and we're going to see how many people are on the grid. Yeah, just watching a few of the guys that were helping me out yesterday. So here comes Aaron right now on his luminous bike, followed by Chris, I imagine. Here he is. So go well, guys, and thanks for the tow yesterday. And I'm just gonna stick around and watch a few races. Here comes Matt. Getting super smooth out there. So Matt's just dropped into the 119.3s. He's in the top 4 in this expert lightweight class, and that is some serious going. Kudos, Matt. We're just up here at turn 6, watching the fast guys, trying to get an idea of where to go. The first race we're going to watch today is the GTL lightweight class. We're going to be looking at Matt on his SV, and we've got Chris and Aaron on their R7s. So we're going to be cheering for those guys. Good luck, boys. Have a good one. The tension is building. We've got the boys on the R7s. So this is the amateur, I think, and there is the expert. So tension is building. We're going to have a two-stage start, so they'll set off first, and then the second group will be stage second. Trying to figure out where the lights are. I can't see them from here. There's the red light. Okay, so I was wrong. It was all together, but separate groups. We had a stall on the grid. So I got confused then. So right, it's got it going, so that's good. Oh, always nervous, even just watching. Chris is trying to get third position here. Come on, man. Last lap time. Here he comes. Fourth place. There he goes. You can tell he was trying. Solid fourth. Here comes Aaron. We're going to give him a cheer.